Have you ever left a date thinking, "Ooh, that went great," only to never hear from them again? That happens to the best of us. I hate to break it to you, but you probably made some of the common mistakes people actually make on a first date. But don't you worry, we're going to break it down so next time you're going to be ready for it. Based on my dating experience, I think the first common mistake that people make going on a first date is putting too much pressure on it. I remember my first date after a long term relationship, after my marriage, and I went on a date, and I felt so anxious. I wasn't sure what to talk about, what kind of questions should I ask, and if there's silence, I would feel the urge to kind of like fill in those silence gaps. Go on a date and treat them as a friend. That was so eye-opening to me when I realized that it helps me to actually let go of that unnecessary pressure, and I'm not giving off this anxious vibe. And I know that we're looking for a relationship, we want a commitment and all of those things, but going on a date and feeling like, oh, you have to ask 100 questions, this is like an interview, you have to find out if we're compatible or not. There's just so many things that we think about that just makes this experience so nerve wracking and unenjoyable. The next common mistake we make on a first date is oversharing. Uh, I know how hard it is to keep it light, to keep it fun, especially for someone who is looking for a serious commitment. And I remember how challenging it was for me personally. I wanted to ask questions, but all of them were not fun at all. But I think first date is all about keeping it light and try to feel the vibe and see if you are compatible on just basic level at least, and see if there is a good connection. Try not to talk about your past relationships, toxic environment at work, or maybe bad dating experience. The next common mistake I would say is paying too much attention to your phone. So if you have this habit of checking your phone constantly, just leave the phone in your bag or somewhere out of your reach. The next mistake is talking about yourself too much. You should ask questions. And even if you don't feel like there is a potential, right? Sometimes we see that person and feel like, hmm, I'm not sure, I'm physically not attracted to that person. Or you already feel the vibe is off, or you don't feel compatible with that person. I suggest you to give it a shot. Stay open minded and ask questions. Just be genuinely interested in that person. And it has to be like a ping pong. When you go on a first date, try to make it enjoyable for yourself, first of all. The next mistake would be body language. I promise you, subconsciously, we do see everything. We notice every little thing, and then all these little details actually create the big picture. So pay attention to the body language you're giving off, okay? Just to do a quick recap, be relaxed, be open minded, be open to any possibility. You never know how that's going to go. So just enjoy the moment. Just get to know that person and do not overshare, but also talk about yourself a little. Be present and treat them as a friend. And based on my experience, I think what helped me a lot is just actually going on dates. Practice makes perfect. Once you go, and then you kind of feel relaxed after a while. And it doesn't mean that it was a game for me. I wouldn't go on a date just to go on a date and practice. No. But it just happened to be that I was very determined to find a person. And I was like, okay, I have to put myself out there. Again, I think I mentioned that before. I went on 42 dates, 42 or 41 dates last year. And um, that helped me a lot to get to know myself, first of all. And the last one, but the biggest one, is thinking about your feelings first. Let me explain. I'm not talking about being selfish or feeding your ego, but I'm talking about like this feeling, when you try to overthink, did they like me? Do I sound okay? Do I look okay? Did I do this or that? Instead of actually analyzing those things about yourself and feelings that person might have about you, you should focus on your opinion. Did you like that person? Did you have a good vibe? Did you enjoy the conversation? Those are the things you have to think about, your feelings, your opinions, not to think about, oh, I wonder if they liked me or not. And as people pleasers, I know that we do get into that trap pretty often. Once you get to the point where you feel like, okay, I might like that person, or no, I don't think there's a potential, you question their opinion and their feelings only after realizing that you do have something for them. So, again, if it's a first date, keep it light, keep it positive, be open minded, and just enjoy the moment. It's only the first date, so don't put too much pressure on it. But we still keep the bar high, ladies. For more content, please subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.